Happy Monday and welcome to our words of encouragement today. It is good to see you. So, I have devotions for this week, and I'm going to be walking through some passages in Luke. I'm going to start in Luke chapter 4, just after Jesus has been tested by Satan into the wilderness. He returns home. And at the end of this passage, he's obviously no honor in his own home. But I want you to hear the words of Jesus as he's teaching in the synagogue. It tells us in Luke chapter 4, starting with verse 14, it says, Jesus returned to Galilee in the power of the Spirit, and the news about him spread through the whole countryside. He was teaching in their synagogues, and everyone praised him. And he went to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, and on the Sabbath day he went into the synagogue, as was his custom. He stood up and read, and the scroll from the prophet of Isaiah was handed to him. Unrolling it, he found the place where it was written. He said, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me, because he has anointed me to proclaim the good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom to the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to set the oppressed free, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." Then it tells us that he rolled the scroll back up and he handed it to the attendant, and everyone sat and was basically staring at him. And he said, "Today, the scripture is fulfilled in your hearing." Listen at who it was as the Messiah quoted the words of the prophet. He said, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me." He said, "I've been sent to proclaim the good news to the poor, to those who are prisoners, those who are blind." It's amazing to me when I sit and I look and I realize that Christ has come and he's done his work on the cross. He's returned back to the Father. And those prophecies have been fulfilled through it. And I wonder how many people aren't just poor financially around us, but they're poor in spirit. They're poor in their relationships to God. They're prisoners to whatever it might be that's holding chains upon them. Whether it's the debts of the financial debts of this world, or maybe it's some family situation, or maybe it's just our diverse culture that's functioning in extremes right now. They feel prisoners to it. They are oppressed. And they are blind to the grace, the love, and the peace of Jesus Christ. My challenge for you today is to look around you, to see the people that you encounter the same way that Christ does. It's his creation. Some people are in a right relationship with him, and they just need to hear that God still loves them and that we as a church do. Others, they haven't quite come to that spot. They're still blind to what walking with Christ might be. And you know what? They need those same words. May they hear the encouraging words of Christ. "I've come so that you might see, that you might hear the good news, that your chains may be broken, your debt covered." It's interesting when you read through that piece out of Isaiah, when you look at it in complete context, it says that Isaiah declared the year of Jubilee. It's where the debt was canceled, and they would settle those things up. It's amazing. Jesus came to settle our debts. And people need to know, they need to hear that when they walk with Jesus, might not be perfect. Walking with Him is not always easy. But it's amazing what that freedom and grace, that love and compassion that Christ ultimately would pay for you and I, what it does for the steps we take. See the people around you. See their hurts. See their struggles. Encourage them and love them. Proclaim the love of Christ. In the midst of it, you'll proclaim the good news. I hope you can walk sharing the good news, what Christ has done for you and in you, for today, tomorrow, and eternity. God bless and peace.